Welcome to the complete sew-along featuring two stunning free patterns from Mood Sewciety, the Mulberry Blouse and the Sycamore Pencil Skirt. These luxurious designs make the perfect pairing for today's modern, sophisticated woman. The Mulberry Blouse is all about elegance with delicate detailing and a refined silhouette, while the Sycamore Pencil Skirt offers a tailored, body-skimming fit that enhances your natural curves with sleek precision. I've actually sewn this pairing twice, first in a linen cotton herringbone twill chambray, and today in a bold, large-scale floral textured polyester, both fully lined in satin for that polished finish. With my first set, I couldn't resist styling it alongside my Vanessa Palmelatto bag from Teddy Blake. I loved matching my fabrics to its striking black exterior and vivid red interior, an accessory that added just the right amount of refinement. Crafted in Italy by experienced artisans, the Vanessa Tote is made from premium Italian leather, offering that unmistakable luxury feel and scent. Every Teddy Blake bag is designed with the same quality construction, attention to detail, and durability as the high-end fashion houses, but without the inflated price tag, giving you timeless design and craftsmanship at a fair price. It's the kind of accessory that doesn't just complement an outfit, but it elevates it, making this blouse and shirt set feel even more elevated and put together. I'm really excited to get sewing with you, so let's dive in, follow along as I guide you step by step through creating this timeless, sophisticated look. For one of your sleeve tab sets, apply interfacing to the wrong side of one piece. Then place these pieces right sides together. We're going to sew together along the long edges and the pointed edge with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, leaving the top short edge open for now. Trim the seam allowances and the bottom corners. Turn your tab right side out and poke out the corners. If you'd like the shoulder tab and the button to be functional, you can sew a buttonhole at the top as illustrated in the pattern instructions. I'm just going to sew the button to the button tab at the shoulder seam in a later step, so I'm not going to be sewing the buttonhole. Repeat to create both button tabs. The bodice main and bodice lining will be constructed in the same exact way. Here is my front bodice lining, and I've marked the darts onto the wrong side of the fabric for the waist and the bust. Now I'll pin them in place. Sew the darts from the outside edge to the point, leaving thread tails at the point so you can tie them in knots. I've pressed the waistline darts toward the center front and the bust darts downward toward the bottom of the garment. For the neckline pleats, I'm going to line up the notches at the top of the pattern piece and pin them in place right sides together. With the notches aligned and the material at the neckline right sides together, I'm going to sew from the raw edge straight downward for a length of about 1 1/4 inches, backstitching at the bottom of my stitching and repeating for both pleats. And I've pressed that sewn pleated material toward the shoulder. Place the front and back bodice pieces right sides together. Pin the shoulders and the side seams. Sew the side seams and the shoulder seams with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and press the seams open. At the shoulders, you'll notice that the front bodice will extend beyond the back bodice at the neckline by 1/2 inch. So I start my stitching at the opposite end of the shoulder and stop my stitching a 1/2 inch before the edge of the front bodice piece. Back stitching to secure. Fold the sleeve in half right sides together, aligning the underarm seam. Sew the underarm seam with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and press the seam open. Turn your sleeve right side out. Place it right sides together with its corresponding armhole and pin in place, aligning the underarm seam. Continue pinning in place all the way around the armhole, noting that you will have to ease the material to fit the armhole. Once your sleeve is pinned in place, sew all the way around with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and repeat to attach both sleeves. So now my lining is completed with the sleeves attached. And once again, the main bodice is going to be constructed in the same exact way, but when we get to the sleeves, we're going to place our sleeve tab piece right sides together with the outside of the main fabric at the shoulder seam, centering it in place. Then we can place our sleeve right sides together with its corresponding armhole and pin in the exact same way as we did for the lining. Then we'll sew that sleeve in place with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, catching the shoulder tab in that shoulder seam as we go. So now we have that shoulder tab encased at the shoulder seam. I'm going to turn it so that it sits right on top of the shoulder seam allowance. And I'll sew my button in place at the top of the shoulder tab, through the shoulder seam. Complete the button tabs and attach the buttons at both shoulder seams for the main fabric. Place the main and lining bodice right sides together along the neckline and pin in place. Sew the main and lining together along the neckline from center back to center back with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now we're going to understitch the lining at the neckline. Turn the lining over the seam allowance, and we're going to sew the lining to the seam allowance underneath with about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, all the way across the same section. Now we can sew our shoulder pads into the shoulder seam of the lining, reaching in between the lining and the main fabric, and placing the straight edge of the shoulder pad along the arm side of the shoulder. I'm going to sew running stitches down the center of the shoulder pad, sewing it to the seam allowance only, not allowing the needle to exit through the lining material. I'm also going to tack and place the edges of the shoulder pad at the armhole seam, once again stitching through the seam allowance only. Repeat to secure your opposite shoulder pad in the same way at the opposite shoulder seam. Now place the sleeve of the lining material into the sleeve of the main material. Make sure that the underarm seam of the lining and the underarm seam of the main perfectly align throughout the sleeve, so that the lining is not twisted on the inside. Now where those seam allowances meet at the bottom of the sleeve, I'm going to place a clip. I'll reach in between the lining and the main and pull the sleeve out. Now where I've placed that clip at the bottom of the sleeve, I'm going to fold back the raw edges of the main and lining so that those materials are right sides together at this point. I'll reach in between and grab that seam allowance and start pinning the main and lining at the bottom of the sleeve together all the way around. Repeat for the bottoms of both sleeves. Sew the bottoms of the sleeves together all the way around with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then we can turn the sleeves right side out through the main material. Place the main and lining materials right sides together once again along the bottom edge. And pin straight across from center back to center back. Sew straight across the bottom edge with a 1/2 inch seam allowance from center back to center back. And turn your jacket right side out once again through one of the side seams. Along the bottom edge, I'm going to understitch the lining just as we did for the neckline, with the lining sitting right on top of its seam allowance. Sew the lining to the seam allowance underneath, straight across the bottom edge. If the separating zipper that you're using for this project is longer than your center back like mine is, line up your zipper from bottom to top along the center back raw edge and determine where the top of the zipper should be. I'll fold back the zipper tape 90 degrees so that it aligns with the top finished edge of the bodice. And with that zipper tape folded 90 degrees, I'll place a pin at that bending point. Where the bent zipper tape overlaps itself, I'm going to sew a few stitches to hold that in place. Then we can trim off excess zipper tape. Repeat to adjust the opposite side of the zipper tape in line with the side that we just adjusted. And stitch in place. Now I'll place my zipper right sides together with the corresponding side of the bodice, aligning the outer edge of the zipper tape with the raw edge and pinning in place through the main material only. Sew the zipper in place from top to bottom through the main material only, sewing close to the zipper teeth. Now half of the zipper is attached on one side of the garment. For the lining on the same side, I've pressed the raw edge to the inside by 1/2 inch. I'm going to turn my zipper so that the teeth now face the inside of the center back, and I'm going to place the folded edge of my lining to cover the zipper tape. This will create a nice clean finish for our center back. Pin from top to bottom along the center back. Once that's pinned in place, we'll top stitch on the outside with about 1/8 inch seam allowance from top to bottom, catching that inner folded edge of the lining from top to bottom as we go. Now that we've sewn the lining in place on the inside, this side of the zipper is complete, and we can repeat the exact same steps to install the opposite zipper tape to the opposite side of the center back. And now the jacket is complete. Here is the wrong side of my front skirt piece, and I'm going to pin my darts. Sew the darts from the top to the point, leaving thread tails at the point so you can tie them in knots. Then press the darts to one side. Repeat to form the darts for the back skirt pieces. Then place your front and back skirt pieces right sides together. Pin the side seams. Sew each side seam with 1/2 inch seam allowance and press the seams open. Here is my main skirt fabric. I've formed the darts in the same way as I did for the lining, and I've sewn the side seams. For the waistband, I've applied interfacing across the length of the waistband for 1/2 of the width. I'll place my main skirt fabric right sides together with the uninterfaced portion of the waistband and pin in place straight across. Then I'll sew the waistband in place to the main fabric across the top edge with 1/2 inch seam allowance and press the seam allowance up toward the waistband. So here is the waistband connected to the top of the main fabric from one side to the other. Now we'll place our lining skirt right sides together with the raw edge of the interfaced portion of the waistband and pin in place straight across. Sew with 1/2 inch seam allowance and press the seam once again toward the waistband. Here are the wrong sides of my main and lining skirts as well as the wrong side of the waistband. And here are the attachment seams that we just created. I'm going to place the main and lining fabric right sides together along the bottom edge and pin the bottom edges of the skirt together. Then we'll sew the bottom edges of the skirt together from one side to the other with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now along the bottom edge of the skirt, I'm going to understitch. From the right side of the fabric, I've opened out the lining and the main away from each other, and I'm going to sew the lining to the seam allowance underneath from one side to the other, with about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. I've opened out my invisible zipper, and I'm going to place one side of the zipper tape right sides together with its corresponding side of the center back seam. I want my top zipper stop to be about 1/8 of an inch below the interfacing at the center of the waistband. And the outer edge of the zipper tape will align with the outer raw edge of the main fabric, pinned to the main fabric only. Sew from the top to the bottom to as far as you can get to the bottom of the zipper, sewing close to the zipper teeth using a zipper foot or an invisible zipper foot. Now that 1/2 of the zipper is installed to the main fabric only, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side to attach the remaining zipper tape to the opposite center back. I'll close the zipper first, so that as I pin on the other side, I can make sure to align the bottom edges perfectly on both sides of the center back, as well as aligning the top folded edge of the waistband on both sides. Pin in place. Now I'll open up my zipper and pin that zipper tape to the opposite center back in the same way as we did on the other side. Now for the center back of the main fabric from the bottom of the zipper to the bottom of the skirt, I'm going to pin those fabrics right sides together. Sew from where your zipper stitches ended backstitching to secure to the bottom of the skirt with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, securing those main fabrics at the center back. Now the center back of the main fabric is completely sewn together. I'm going to place the lining fabrics right sides together at the center back from the bottom of the zipper to the bottom of the skirt. Just making sure to align that point at the bottom of the zipper with the lining fabric and pin in place. Then we'll sew the lining fabrics together from the point that aligns with the bottom of the zipper to the bottom of the skirt with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Backstitch at both ends to secure. So here's the center back seam of the main fabric as well as the center back seam of the lining fabric, and I've pressed those seam allowances open. And for the seam allowances of the lining on either side where the zipper is going to be, I've pressed the seam allowances to the wrong side by a 1/2 of an inch on both sides of the center back. Now I'll turn the skirt right side out. I'll tuck my zipper to the inside of the garment. Place that folded edge of the lining material to cover the zipper tape on the inside. Pin in place along the zipper. Repeat on both sides. Then we'll top stitch along both sides of the zipper from the top of one center back to the bottom, pivoting along the bottom of the zipper and coming back up the other side to the top of the center back. I'm going to edge stitch with about 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, making sure that you're catching that folded edge of the lining as you sew. And now the skirt is complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.